thank God for all my brothers and my sisters. Everybody talking about Tita. Tita is amazing, and I want to let her know. She tried to show me, and she knew I can't do it because I'm nervous as I don't know what, but I will look. But I told my mother, if it ever comes down to it, and nobody's here, I do know what to do. I try and hope I don't kill you, but I will try. But thank God for Tita and her strength. Also, we have a male nurse in the family, and that's my favorite brother Duke here. When Duke comes down, you don't have to worry about nothing. He's not going to let you do it. If Mama sneezes, he's going to be right there. He does everything he possibly could for Mama. But that's the baby anyway. But between him and Tito, Rhonda, Steve, Dwight, all of us, Shiwi, I just thank God for everybody. This illness has been really tough on the family, but it has really brought us all together. I also like to say a special thanks to Aunt Betty. Although she's my Aunt Betty is my friend, she's also my supervisor at work. We have a strict policy at work. But if anything goes wrong with Mama, I can go to Aunt Betty and she'll just tell me, go right ahead. Never, no questions, nothing asked about it. Also want to thank Jig. Jig will call me here sometime. I don't get the call because my medication knocks me out. But Jig calls me. When I do answer, he'll bless me out for not answering the phone. But Jig calls 24/7 just to check on how our Bertha is doing. And y'all just don't know that it really means a lot, even though she can't talk. But for her to hear these things, it really means a lot to her. And I just like to thank Aunt Margie and Jig and Rhonda for today for getting us gathering together. It's good to see some folks that you haven't seen in a while. And I just like to thank everybody for being here. And I just want my mom and dad to know that I love them with all my heart. All my sisters and brothers, everybody out here, I love you and thank you for being here.
I try to make mine quick because I know I'm going to get through the whole thing because I get too emotional every time I talk about my mom. So God give me strength to be able to go on. I already spoke to mom and dad earlier this morning, but I would say everybody knows how my mom and my dad, they mean that they're real dear to me. The only real regret that I ever had is that when the military took me so far from them, it hurt me that I wasn't able to be there with them as often as I should. But as I look out and see everybody out here, it does mean it warms my heart, and I know it warms her heart because a community alone was raised on these very steps of my mother. We got pictures to go back into it, kids after kids after kids. And after my mom has, after you look at all those pictures, you will think, you might think that the kids ever feel neglected. Not one time that I can say that I think that we ever felt neglected. My mom has such a big heart that she shows love for each and every person. And I was telling Melissa Wilson when I was today, I said, I've never seen somebody who tells you it's God sent because you've never seen somebody with a loaf of bologna and bread that she could feed 10 people or more just off of that bologna sandwich and bread going out in the RC Cola soda. So I told her so she had to be God sent and multiplying, being able to provide for all of us as we go. And a lot of times I looked at my mom just based off of military experience, and we have performance reports. And every time I think about that performance report and I look at it and I examine how my mother should be, even in a general status, because look at the thing, the qualities in order to be successful in the military, the leadership and followership is how she leads when she needs to lead with my dad and telling him what he needs to do. And then she's a follower in the same sense. And they'll tell you the point of leadership, sometimes it's better to be a good follower than it is a leader sometimes because you need to learn how to listen to what's going on. And they had that perfect relationship going throughout life. And then when I think about the volunteer and community service, and that pretty much speaks for itself because my mom had every kind of kid. It didn't matter. And the thing that's really special about my mom, she didn't want the ones that necessarily healthy and everything was right and they looked a certain way, they were cute or whatever have you. She wanted those people, those kids that had the disability, that had the problems that was going through in life. She wanted those people, and most people couldn't even handle that. So when I think about, you know, people saying, you know, that God, you know, had this, you know, with my mom, I think God chose my mom because she's the only one that I know that has enough strength to able to deal with this. Because most people wouldn't even last past the first time that she had cancer. And here she is battling on again. And that gives me strength when I think about day to day, you know, how strong that she is. And another thing about mom, she lets you know that you're special in your own way. Like Tita and Tanya and Wanda had stated before, you know, they say how everybody helps, but it's a group effort. Every little bit helps. I don't care if it's a call or just wiping her head or something like that. Every little thing helps with my mom. But I'm going to go to my quick last story. Is when I got here the last time when mom was sick, and I drove up here, and I was thinking, I was like, man, what can I even, you know, say to my mom to let her know that I love her? Because a lot of times you don't know, you know, how to say things that, you know, how to let somebody know how much that you care about them. But I was happy to be here, and it was just me, mom, and Mark in the house. And I was like, God, you know, the things that I remember is when she used to rub my head when I used to get migraine headaches. And I said, I wish I could help my mom do that. And then out of nowhere, I laid my head down, and my mom rubbed the back of my head. And that brought so much comfort to me that it won't even, words cannot even describe. But like I said, I'm not going to be up here long because my mom knows how much she means to me. My dad is the perfect example of any man which wants to be strived to. And like I said earlier today, I don't want my daughter to marry a man that's like me. I want them to marry somebody like my dad, because my dad is more than I could ever, you know, ever be. And, you know, he didn't finish school, but the success of him and my mom, it shows you. They started a business on their own, and they didn't, you know, for somebody not even in school, you got people that got degrees and can't even start their own business. But she stepped out on faith and did that business, whether she felt like it was a success or not. To me, it was a success alone because of her not having any experience other than taking care of people. She sat up there and she did the best that she could, and that was another way of her helping people. So, Mama, I just want to say, Daddy, and Mama and Daddy, I say I love you very much, and this is not a reason to be sad because I'm happy, because a lot of people don't have a chance to say, hey, Mom, I love you. I spoke to a few guys that I worked with that was going through a similar situation, and they weren't as fortunate as I was to even have a chance to speak to their mother or their brother or what have you. But I thank God for this opportunity, even if it wasn't but an hour or a day, just to say, Mama, I love you. And I thank you for everything you did and how you raised us as a family. And as you can look out here, everybody, I never looked at my cousin around as my cousins. I looked at them, and they can tell you, Derek, Jig, it doesn't matter, Anthony. I looked at them as like my brother because that's how we were raised with Grandma Lizzie. And my very last thing I'm going to say, and it goes back to Grandma, I told I was telling the guy at work, I was like, you know, one thing I regret that my kids can't enjoy is those times that we had. I said, when I seen a note on the bus that said, hey, for Miss Hines to get off at my grandmother's house, that was like the best time ever, because I know all of my cousins would be out there, and all we needed was a ball. We didn't need a video game system. All we needed is one kind of ball, whether it be football, basketball, and we were going to make a game of it. And that closeness, like I said, you don't really have that. You know, a lot of people said, oh, you like my brother, and they don't know the real meaning because they don't know how to treat their own family, their brothers and sisters. But I can say my extended family is just like my brothers and sisters, and I love my aunt, every single one of my aunts and uncles, just like they were, you know, my mom and dad. And then, like I say, even goes to the times that I come down to Richmond, I'm able to just call Michael with a drop of a hat. It could be at the last minute. I say, hey, Michael, can I come by your house and stay? And I never felt so welcome at a place. When I go to, you know, my cousin Michael, he makes me feel just like, you know, we're at home. My wife can attest to that. We just go in there and make ourselves, you know, we make ourselves at home. And I would like to say thank you for that. And I thank each and every one of you all. Like I said, it might not be that I stayed at your house, but just a call, a text message, it really has did a lot for me. And that love, exudes not only through Mama, every Crawley Watson, Hurt, whoever it is that's into this family. That love will continue to go on. And I thank each and every one of y'all for being here.